Pay no mind to all the awesome turtle habitats. That's not what we're doing here today. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see an awesome aquascape enclosure with this wood turtle in it. You don't even want to look at that. No way. Well, you don't want to see western painteds and spotted turtles basking along with what looks to be some type of blanding turtle. You don't want to see that stuff. No way. Yo, just hanging out here at Garden State Turtle and Tortoise, and it's not just turtles and tortoises here. They're animal lovers of all kinds. Who's this?
This is Maggie May.
Maggie May.
Max.
I remember a song about Maggie May.
And that's where it comes from.
What is she?
She is an African zebu cattle, which is the only naturally occurring miniature cattle in the world.
So it's a domestic cattle?
They are a miniature cattle. She'll fill out a little bit more, but you're pretty much looking at an adult right here.
That's a cute girl right there.
Yeah.
She got a sandpapery tongue. That's awesome.
It's also very slimy.
Yeah, slimy's good though. We like slime. Anyhow, we're gonna go in a reptile room and we're gonna look at some of the critters that he keeps that are not turtles and tortoises.
So I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, because you know, people who watch our channel really want to see mostly turtles and tortoises, but it's really cool to be able to share that we have other things.
Yeah, very cool. And I love the enclosures. Really beautifully done. I like that, you know, we were talking about one of my favorite people, Tanner Serpa, earlier, and he's got some really cool habitats that he's designed. But you're getting there, man. I know we weren't going to talk about turtles. That's a big head turtle.
That is a big head turtle, and she shares this enclosure
with
who? He shares. I don't know what it is yet. With a non-turtle reptile.
I see some shed up there of the non-turtle reptile.
And where would this non-turtle reptile?
See, that's the problem. Your enclosures are so beautifully decorated.
I see it.
You see it?
I see it. It's just a baby.
Okay.
And it's going to bite me.
Okay, dude, get bit. We love that.
Get bit.
Go get bit. Why not? Oh my God, dude.
Thank you to all our loyal Patreon members out there who have helped to create an amazing reptile community online with us. This week's shout out goes to Tammy Denny.
Are you serious?
This is Chiquita.
Is that a chondro?
This is the Biak green tree python.
No way.
Isn't
Look
she
how
beautiful?
gorgeous she is. She'll bite the hell out of me, but that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Okay. I'll take a bite. Oh my God, she's beautiful. And what a habitat. What a cool way to do a multi-species exhibit. I love doing those.
Me too.
Yeah.
I knew you would appreciate that, because I know you talk about that a lot on your channel. And, you know, some of these animals do occur together in nature, and turtles and snakes can live together in harmony, be symbiotic, and, you know, look at that.
Oh,
that's so cool.
That is amazing. Are these plants real? No.
This is a combination of real and fake.
You faked me out. That's pretty cool,
Gotcha.
dude. Right on. This is so cool. Look at how well this animal can move.
Hey, we didn't
through
get
the
bit.
trees.
I just realized that's really big.
That's huge. Yeah, because
for a green tree.
you're getting bit by one of these guys, you're going to feel it, because these guys are arboreal, and anytime you're dealing with an arboreal reptile, they tend to have long teeth. And sharp teeth, because they're going to nab things out of the sky, in some cases fruit bats, birds, arboreal mammals, things like that. So very, very cool species. Just the fact that we can see one in such a beautiful habitat, and it's really showing you its natural behavior. I love it. Yeah, that was good. None of us got bit. I was going to take one, but let's give it a little tickle. Tickle, 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 get moving. Oh, that's cool.
See how high up it goes effortlessly.
Right, and a lot of times you just see them not doing anything, so it's cool to watch them actually moving. But yeah, it's going to go ahead and arrange itself in that chondro or biak, whatever, green tree python position. Hide there, and then when you feed it, are you feeding it pinkies, things like that?
Yeah, it's getting pretty good sized pinkies now.
Okay.
Borderline, you know, fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
And they're picky eaters, you know.
Okay.
It doesn't always eat, but you know, it actually, you can tell it does have a meal in it right now. It just ate about 2 days ago. But you know, some snakes that I keep, like the pine snakes, they never go off feed. They'll even feed when they're in shed.
Yeah,
you know?
cool.
But this girl, Chiquita is her name. She sometimes takes a little time off, but you know, that just seems to go with the time.
Love it. You missed this down for her? Yeah.
Missed it. She can. I've seen her drink from
You
the water.
have. I was going to ask that. That's really cool.
I've seen her come down. She hangs right off, and she extends her body all the way down. She takes a sip, and luckily, you know,
he hasn't bit her?
yeah. I mean, he never tries to. I've seen them like almost nose to nose, which is pretty incredible, because you know, big head turtles are, pretty voracious.
Yeah.
But and I mean, she rarely goes to the water. Plus,
so cool.
when I keep it misted, she's got no reason to.
Awesome. Very cool, man. All right, what else do we got here in the room?
Well, he's only sticking his head out. But this, I don't have the key for it. That's Bronson. He's a Hog Island boa.
Oh, I had Hog Islands.
Yeah.
Very cool species.
Yeah, he's a newcomer. We recently adopted him from somebody who raised him for 14 years.
That's really cool.
Since a baby. And super sweet snake. I've always loved Hog Islands. And it's funny, like people don't realize just how small they can be. I recently watched Dave Kaufman's video where he actually went there.
Yeah.
And it's incredible how small these boas are, And I have a thing for boas. I love
so do I.
boas, which is why we have her.
Oh, wow. I just recently got a red tail, not quite as large as her, but she's on her way. Look at her.
Yeah.
Was she also a rescue?
She was a rescue. Her name is Ushari.
Okay.
She's an albino jungle.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, she's a really cool snake. We use her for education with the kids. The kids love her. She's so docile. And really cool story with her was she was living this big in a 75-gallon tank.
Way.
Yeah. And she can't have a feeding response.
I'm standing back because usually I'll tap her with a hook.
Her thing is we spray her down when we're letting her know she's not getting fed. To take her out. But she, as far as educational purposes, she's really sweet. But she came from a guy that has been following us for years for the turtle and tortoise thing. But he rescued her as a baby. She was, a little tiny thing. Some woman was furious that her son brought the snake home.
Gotcha.
She found out how big it was going to be, and she was going to just release this thing outside in February.
Oh, it would have been a death sentence. Yeah.
So he said, I needed the snake like a hole in the head, but I wasn't going to let her kill this thing. So he adopted her, or took her from her, raised her up with his 11-year-old son, and then he unfortunately suffered a very severe neck and back injury, and he couldn't handle her anymore and didn't want her to lose her tameness or anything. So he asked if we would adopt her, and we had this 10-foot toad ranch enclosure open.
Cool.
So
really cool habitat.
That's where she's living, and she's
beautiful,
great.
beautiful animal.
Fantastic snake.
I love boas, and even more nowadays since in Florida you need a special permit. And I don't need a permit for boas, and they're large, impressive, and tameable snakes. So that's what I've been doing.
So the whole big snake thing down there doesn't include the boas.
Doesn't include boas. Cool. It includes anaconda,
right.
But not proper boa. So that's good. So beautiful animal, man.
Yeah, she is super cool.
And I love seeing them all stretched out.
Yeah, that's
that's what you want.
That's the only reason we took her. We're not going to put her in something that she can't fully stretch out in, and she uses every little nook and cranny. She loves sitting up on a rock.
Love it. Yeah, that's such a cool habitat, man. Really well done.
Put your head, sweetie.
Watch out, kid.
Watch out. There it is. Go ahead. There we go. Oops. We've got a very overweight bearded dragon up here.
Oh, really?
Susan. We recently rescued her.
Okay. Where is she at?
Are you, Susan?
For all our bearded dragon lovers out there, we have Dune at home. Sophia's.
Susan?
Let's see, Susan. Oh, yes, Susan's plump.
Yeah, she is very plump.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, she looks good, though.
Yeah, so unfortunately, they got her hooked on mealworms and crickets, won't take her greens.
Oh, no.
So she's been stuck on that, and since we have gotten her to take a little bit.
Okay.
But she's still holding out for those bugs. And
how did you get her to start taking some greens? What's your...
Honestly, I know this might sound a little harsh.
Do it.
But
Talk to us.
The starvation route.
Right.
Reptiles can go, I'm sure most of you viewers know at this point after watching you and everything, they can go so long without food.
Right.
People think, oh my God, they didn't eat in 2 days. Like, so what?
Yeah. 2 weeks is not a big deal in some cases.
So we're just kind of basically saying this is what you get. You get what you get, and she's starting to be like, all right, and, it's for her benefit.
One thing I noticed about her is she's got really beautifully long spines on the sides and on her jowls here. Really cool.
Yeah, she's a sweet lizard.
They are a great lizard, man. I know they're very well, they're extremely well represented. So people, it's so funny, like people, like even with red ear sliders or a common turtle, they get so like jaded. Yes. But it's still a cool animal.
It is. And I say this as much as I can, don't be turned off because an animal is common or abundant. Because when you say an animal's endangered, That's not a good thing.
Right.
You know, saying an animal is endangered is not a compliment. That's a terrible situation for that animal to be in. You got a little fly, you're just smacking the hell out of yourself.
Jesus, they got the greenheads here in.
They followed us home.
Golly, it's on you. There it is. Get that son of a gun. Yeah, we got him. Sorry, I don't like blood-sucking insects. For you entomologists out there, I apologize.
I don't think we're going to see this guy, even though he is super cool. This is Ricardo. He is a curly tail lizard, like the ones you have in your yard. He came up on a plant.
Come on.
Yeah, he came up on a plant.
Ricardo.
And got out in this woman's apartment.
They're funny, man. They're tame.
He's
They're
so cool.
good.
He runs right up to me. I think he's a little stuffed because he just had a big load of crickets.
That is hysterical. You have a curly tail.
Yeah. He came up on a plant. Some woman bought a plant from Home Depot, and the next minute she's freaking out that this lizard jumped off it and is running around, her apartment.
Oh, well, you guys have seen mine. I got like 40 of them. They're good pets.
Here's another cool lizard, but he's going to whack me.
Oh, yes, I see him.
Yeah.
The Euro. Get that guy out. That is such a cool lizard, man.
I don't want to pull him by his tail.
Yeah, no. That's his defense mechanism right there, huh? Oh, and he's an ornate?
He's a Gerai or Gerai, how do you say it? The Nigerian.
Oh my God.
Eurymastix.
He's Nigerian? Does he know a Nigerian prince?
I've asked him about it. He doesn't ever answer me.
Oh, that's so funny. Is he trying to sell you something? Very cool. Wow.
He's captive bred, actually, which is something you don't see with this species.
That's such a cool lizard.
And he's super hardy, man. He's actually lived outdoors here. Wow. All last summer he lived outdoors, but unfortunately we needed that enclosure for tortoises.
Jesus, no. Go on the rock. Sorry, buddy.
He just see ya.
Okay.
But for captive bred, he's not very tame.
It's cool looking.
Yeah.
I love that tail.
Tortoise without a shell, we call him.
So cool.
Same everything.
Well, you remember seeing recently they thought tortoises evolved from a type of burrowing lizard.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Who knows?
What else cool can I show you?
We're skipping over a lot of cool stuff. He's got a lot of cool turtles, but we were focused on pine snake.
No, that's a white oak gray rat.
White oak gray rat snake.
That's Opal.
That's cool.
He's one of our favorite snakes. He actually might be Casey's favorite snake.
Okay.
He's really, really super cool. He's going to be a dad for the first time this year.
Congratulations. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, and he has this whole cube to himself.
Yeah, this is cool, man. He's got his shed back in there. This well planted.
This is all Abricola, what you see growing by you.
That's so cool, man.
And he uses that owl house to hide in.
That's
super
really
docile
cool.
Snake. It's just a little bit tough to get him out of this thing because
of the way it's set up. No worries.
This is another dual exhibit.
Love it.
Cohab. We've got North American spotted turtles on the bottom and a corn snake living somewhere,
so cool.
but they always hide. And the reason I did this enclosure was because I've done a lot of radio telemetry on wild corn snakes in New Jersey, and whenever you're tracking corn snakes, these guys are living in the vernal pools.
Really?
Or in the marshes. So they, again,
look at these two.
Live together.
They're having an argument.
Yeah, they are, because they're both ladies.
Oh,
and,
girls, be nice.
Those be girls. I don't see the snake.
Okay. There's plenty of places for the snake to hide. I mean, look, if we slide it open, I can kind of...
Go for it. Yeah,
let me do that. Yeah, look, maybe... Look at this place. That's a cool spot. I love that. But this is really well done, mate.
Thank you.
This is so cool. Look at this, guys. Wouldn't you love enclosures like this? I do these videos to inspire you guys to do all this for your animals, because not only is it great for them as far as keeping them stress-free and in a natural habitat, it's also really cool for you to look at, and it calms you down. So I'm loving it, man. What kind of fish do you have in here? What are these?
You know what? Maurice gave me those.
Okay. They're just a great little
minnow. I forget what
yeah, I don't know either.
I forget mud minnows, I guess. Some species of mud minnow.
I'll take it.
I'm not a fish expert, but they help. They clean things up, and sometimes the turtles make a meal out of them.
There you go. You got a little lunatic right there. All right, what kind of non-reptile reptiles do you have outside?
Non-reptile reptiles?
That didn't make sense. Non-turtle reptiles.
We've got Blue, the rhinoceros iguana.
Let's go see Blue.
Okay.
All right, just a quick hop.
Bring her a little something to eat.
Okay. Pay no mind to all the awesome turtle habitats. That's not what we're doing here today. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see an awesome aquascape enclosure with this wood turtle in it. You don't even want to look at that. No way. Oh, you don't want to see western painteds and spotted turtles basking along with what looks to be some type of blanding turtle. You don't want to see that stuff. No way.
Or the horse in the distance.
You don't want to see a horse in the distance. Hell no. You don't want to see a door to nowhere. that's bizarre.
Leopard tortoise land.
Oh, that's the door to the leopard tortoise land. Hey, that's a bit. Hold on. We've seen her before. That's worth having a look at. That's a big leopard tortoise. Okay, anyway, let's keep moving on. It's not about turtles today. I'm a jerk. Look at everybody out though. It's the first really warm day they've had here.
4 days.
And it's awesome. You don't want to see a bunch of marginated tortoises out there, right? Let's go see Blue. We saw Blue earlier in another video, but look at this. They're cool. You only have one.
So we had a pair.
Oh no. Sad story?
Very sad story.
I'm sorry.
Blue, our female here, and her partner, Rocky, also beloved pet, you know, puppy dog tame. You know all about Cyclura and what it's like to have puppy dog tame once. He unfortunately passed away last year. But the good news is we managed to get one final clutch of eggs out of her that he sired.
Okay.
And we have 2 babies.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, we hatched a bunch of babies. We gave a couple to friends, but we have 2 of them, and Casey's we just got them outside actually.
Awesome.
But they're, you know how little young
they get real sketchy.
They are, I mean, sketch isn't even the word.
Yeah, they're spindly.
So it's a little bit tough to work with them right now, trying to get them to calm down and eventually hopefully turn out like her.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And we want to pair her up again, but we're just in no rush. It's got to be the right male.
Gotcha,
you know?
gotcha.
But you know, she's just this is my girl. I absolutely love this.
You know, I love Cyclura. I don't like the greenheads in my ears. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
These guys are just such cool lizards. I like them in the monitors because of the intelligence and the interactivity. If you're going to have a lizard like this, look at this, guys. I mean, you know, she's got the beautiful tri-horns on her. She's just, you can't tell me she doesn't enjoy the attention she's getting from Chris.
The sound of our voices. And that was, you know, the male Rocky, you know, Casey was absolutely devastated because, you know, she would be over there and she would go, Rocky, and he would just do this. And I mean, didn't even see her yet, just heard her voice.
So cool.
You know, they're really, really incredible lizards. And honestly, if I had what you have, you know, if I lived in Florida and I could do it outside with them, I would be keeping the monitors too.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you know,
they're just,
they do, and they're so intelligent. That,
it's really cool to talk to another reptile expert that really does right by the animals. You keep animals that do well where you're at, you know. I mean, it's important. Even in Florida, there are opportunities to get some animals that I turn down because I know it's a little too much for me, or the habitat's not right. So you gotta love the animal first, and sometimes loving something is saying, hey, let someone else do it.
Yeah, you're right. And it's tough. It definitely can be tough. And you know, we do the rescue game here. We got a little visitor, actually.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at this one coming out. She sees, you know why?
Yeah.
Yeah, because of this. Yeah. You know what? You don't want to see me take this and put it over here, do you? You don't want to see that today in today's video. No way. No way. That's not interesting to you out there on the YouTubes. Look at that. That's so cool. Yeah. That is so cool. I love how they do that twist. Sharp teeth, they just make the holes and just pull it off. They perforate, you know, it.
I don't like going nuts with romaine lettuce. Obviously, it's not harmful in any way, but because we're about to get a pretty insane extended heat wave that they say isn't showing any end in sight, it's a good form of hydration for them too, you know.
Definitely.
So
yeah, that's cool.
People forget that these things need water.
They do. They get. I learned a term, preformed water. That's what they're getting from their food intake. Because I thought it was metabolic water. Metabolic water actually means they're producing water.
Yeah.
So it's a different term. So there you go. Preformed water from the food they eat. Well, listen, man. As always, we learn a lot when we watch your videos and we hang out with you. It's become a destination of mine. My wife is from New Jersey, so every summer we come back and visit family, and I come see my reptile family here.
Yep.
And really appreciate your time. Yeah, I hope you were getting that. Yeah, I sometimes am cockeyed. You're getting who I was talking about, so that's cool. He was there. Anyhow, go follow Chris at Garden State Turtle and Tortoise on YouTube. They're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, all social media platforms. And yeah, don't forget to head on over to my Patreon, patreon.com/kampkenan. for more content and live chats with me every week, Thursday, 4 p.m. All right, everyone, that's it. Thanks, Chris.
Okay, anytime. Man.
We'll talk to you soon. Later. You don't want one more shot of these tortoises eating that, do you?